What's up? Welcome back into another episode of Rank It, Draft It, Bracket. I am your host, Josh. I'm here with my good buddy, Derek, and we are back for another episode with today's topic being our top Thanksgiving Day dinner sides. So for this episode, we are going to be ranking the first ranking episode we've done. We're just going to stick with our top five because if we go any farther, I mean, it could be a pretty long episode. Also, I feel like there's maybe like a definitive, five-ish, sides that I really wanted to put on here. I know, Derek, you and I talked a little bit, or I think it was yesterday about, how many are we going to rank, because there's really only certain ones that I target anyways on Thanksgiving. Right, and if we go any farther, it's like, I don't know.
My plate can only fit about 4 items. So,
I mean, I go back for, third and fourths anyways. So if I don't hit something on that first helping, I'll get it definitely the second one. But you're absolutely right. I have my top tier that I'm going to go for and that I want to put on my plate every time. And I'm just not worried about some other stuff. So we're going to stick with five. Our top five, we'll go in reverse order, 5 to 1. I think it's just probably best that we each go 5, 5, 4, 4. And, we'll see how common our rankings are here, Derek. So, with Thanksgiving coming up next week, we want to again be topical. And just like with our Halloween candy episode, which is our first episode we did right before Halloween. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. Check out the video. We have also a fast food draft up on the channel right now. And if you like the videos, like the channel, give us a subscription, give a like, comment. We appreciate all of it. So, Derek, why don't we just get right into it here? You and I were just talking before we started here. You said you might have some questions of kind of might alter your board. So
right.
Lay it on me here.
Starts off right off the bat. So this is probably more of a beverage. It is a beverage. But
okay.
When I was ranking like things I like on Thanksgiving, beer was my fifth thing I wrote down. Not quite a side, but I just want to bring it up.
I'll give it to you. You can just have the beer. You can have the beer without having it be one of your sides. Yeah, no.
Okay, I don't need to put it as a side. Well, because really,
you're good.
Like, if I think about it, like it's the fifth thing I have more than anything else. So I, was kind of struggling for a different fifth item. I did finally come up with one. I had to look through a few lists of sides, but So if I'm just beer aside, I will just put Brussels sprouts. As my fifth side, like nice vegetable, like usually kind of any way it's prepared, it tastes good to me. So
I was gonna ask, what's your favorite? Is it like the steamed? Is it just the raw? Is it the
definitely
baked?
Not raw.
In the oven? Or what are we
baked?
Doing?
Usually baked or just kind of like sauteed in a pan with some like oil and spices and stuff.
Brussels sprouts were always that vegetable that's like, ew, I don't like that. And then as I become an adult and was like, I should actually probably try this for the first time in my life. It's not bad.
Historically something that isn't good or that people don't like, but then tried it. It's like, oh yeah, I could eat this.
It's not bad. Not bad. Yeah. That's a good first or good number 5 to start out with. So my number 5 is kind of like, I'm playing with the versatility here, and it's not so much a side as it is almost a condiment or a topping, yet it has to be included by itself, in my opinion, because it's just so good on everything. And that's gravy. I went with gravy for my number 5, kind of an all around. You can put it on you can put it on almost every single one of my remaining sides that I have on my list here. But I went with gravy. A good gravy just makes everything better on your Thanksgiving Day plate, in my opinion. So very versatile.
Yeah, definitely huge. You could. It enhances basically everything, if you're one who likes gravy. So there you go.
Absolutely.
I like it.
All right. What do you got for number 4, Derek?
So I have one more clarifying question here. Whether my number 3 needs to be split into 3 and 4, or if it's sticking with up to 3. So if I were discussing, bread options,
I like where you're going.
Would you consider cornbread different from rolls?
I would definitely consider that differently. Mm-hmm.
Then number 4 is cornbread.
Okay. I think I know what number 3 is going to be. Cornbread. Good choice. I don't have cornbread on my rankings, to be completely honest with you. I did think about it, but
Okay.
it's just never been one of my. I think it was just more not one of the traditional sides at my family's
Yeah.
Thanksgiving dinners growing up. So we just didn't have it a lot. But again, I think the disclaimer is a a good a good X of any of these sides is so good, right? A good
Oh yeah.
cornbread is so good. So that's
Yeah. We just had
number
some
four.
cornbread with chili last night for dinner, and
Mm-hmm.
so like it was top of mind. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's some good stuff right there.
You've been pulling the recency bias with some of these our videos, right? I've noticed lately. So good number four there. My number four is you just said it, rolls. I'm just one with
Okay.
the bread rolls there. Usually the like Hawaiian potato bread one,
Mm-hmm.
the Hawaiian brand. I love the just ripping them off, and just eating like three at a time. Anyway, for my family, they always bought like way too many,
Oh
so you'd
yeah.
have like a whole extra like bag of like the 24 rolls. I'm like, yeah, why not? I'll just dig into those and eat it. Eat it like it's popcorn. Everybody's sitting on the couch and I'm eating rolls here. So I went with rolls with the bread and butter, or the butter. Number four for me. Um, throw in those carbs when I'm already too full. Just keep eating them though. That's what I
Makes
like.
sense. I like it,
Yeah.
and yeah, that
Number three.
rolls into mine, which would be
Perfect.
rolls here.
Yeah.
My great grandma used to make the rolls every year for Thanksgiving, and they were phenomenal. And I think that
Mm-hmm.
recipe is like continued down and continually used. So usually that like batch or two that is baked like runs out, so you got to grab a few of those first before the other ones that are baked or in the bags, whatever. But one of my favorite things is post Thanksgiving, later that night, the next day, get us a couple of those rolls, put some turkey, cheese, make a little
Mm-hmm.
sandwich.
Oh yeah.
That's the
Going
move.
going back to the gravy for my number five. Yeah, you got to soak up whatever gravy is left on that plate. Soak it up with the roll. Anything else that's just there, you kind of use it as a knife. Even just push it all together into one little combination of food there. So I will go for my number three is macaroni and cheese. I went
Okay.
to mac and cheese. Now, mac and cheese wasn't something that we ate traditionally on Thanksgiving growing up in my family, but ever since I've been with my wife for the last 10 years essentially, every year she's had, when we've been to her family or when we've had it at our house, and she's made Thanksgiving dinner, she made mac and cheese, and it just like complements everything so perfectly. And I love it. And to have it all the way up there at number three, and mac and cheese is good in general,
Oh yeah.
but then to add it on Thanksgiving, like I said, it just like have that like that cheesy and then pasta taste to add to the palate of everything else you got going on with all the veggies, all the carbs, like we said, the meat and the turkey. Yeah, it's a good compliment.
Yeah. So mac and cheese was actually what I bumped from my fourth spot with cornbread.
Okay.
So ideally, it probably would have been fifth instead of the Brussels sprouts, but it's one of those things where we don't really have it at Thanksgiving. But I was, talking to some people about size, kind of doing research, and everyone mentioned it. It's like, well,
yeah,
if I were to have it, like absolutely, it would be one of my favorites. So.
Oh yeah. I love the mac and cheese on Thanksgiving. So we're getting to the nitty gritty here. These are our favorites.
Wait, one more question, because this actually came in conversation. So is it like mac and cheese where it's like baked in like a casserole, or is it kind of like the, I don't know, a soupy kind of mac and
Kraft,
cheese?
Yeah, basically the Kraft style. That's a good question, and we've always done typically the Kraft, or like the little noodles in the or that style. It's funny you say that though, because this year, like just yesterday, even my wife considered. She's like, "Hey, what if we did like home style? Tried the home style, the baked or the home style mac and cheese." I'm like, I'm down for whatever. I mean, I'm
right,
down to
mac
try
and cheese.
it.
Like it's still gonna be
you
good.
got me. Yeah, you got me hooked with the mac and cheese on Thanksgiving in the first place. So I'm gonna be wanting it either way. So I'll have to do an update here, maybe to this video later on, next video, and see how it goes. Definitely. So yeah, mac and cheese coming in clutch here. And so yeah, number two, we're at our top two here. What do you got?
So I went with corn.
Just normal, a good general corn.
Just corn. Yeah. We've occasionally had it like corn on the cob. Generally, it's just kind of like sweet corn served in like a bowl or whatever. But that's always just been my favorite. Love corn. It mixes well with what I assume is either R1 or year two and my one. And just kind of goes well with everything. So corn.
Now, are we putting like, especially on the like corn on the cob, are you putting the butter and like some seasonings on it, or just
Yeah,
salt,
like
or like what are we going with?
at the very least, some butter and pepper.
Mm-hmm.
Any kind of seasoning that's around, can throw that on there. Really, if they have it around, like even like barbecue sauce or something is good with corn.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Which I learned that going to Joe's Barbecue in Gilbert. They have
Mm-hmm.
that like habanero barbecue sauce. Put that in
Okay,
their
yeah.
corn dish. Very good.
That sound. I mean, the spicy is what I was going to allude to. Is that like this, and now this is kind of like spilling over to like elote is like you put the like tahini, the chili powder on it with the I'm not a mayonnaise fan, so I don't do the mayonnaise, but I do butter and like
there.
Yeah, no, just get that out of here. So, but the butter with the tahini or the chili powder, some little spicy on it, yeah, really good on the corn too. So, I had corn as like my honorable mention. I think when I originally put it on when I was coming up with my list, it was like probably going to be number 4, number 5, and then some of these things just pushed it down. But I did think about it. But for my number 2, I went with stuffing. Had to do the stuffing, and again, especially like my wife, just to me, she makes such an awesome Thanksgiving Day spread for us, and stuffing is so good. She got the recipe passed down from her mom, so it's such a like a like you were saying with your grandma's recipe, nice, like wholesome, like we've had this before too. It just keeps getting every year. You look forward to it. So good for me, stuffing. I am awful pun, but I'm always just like stuffed full of stuffing every year because I just can't stop eating it. It's so good.
Yeah, that's one I've just never, I don't know, been a fan of. It's always just kind of like reminds me of like soggy bread, basically, and it's just like,
You need some better stuffing then.
I probably I probably like screwed it up once when I was a kid or something. Maybe had too much gravy on it or something. It was just like, I don't like this. But,
maybe that's maybe what it is.
Maybe this year I'll give that a shot. Try that again.
Definitely. All right, so we're both left with one. You haven't said my number 1. I'm assuming I haven't said your number 1. So I'm thinking we might have it. The top of our side dish ranking here.
Like, I don't know. Like, I might have to like reevaluate this friendship. I don't know. Like, I mean, it has to be.
If you know
potatoes,
me,
right? Like,
it has to be mashed potatoes. Always mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
I'm Polish. I'm a Polak. We love our potatoes in any form. They're beautiful. So I had to go. I'll be honest though. I really, really battled with stuffing because I just love my wife's stuffing. I love the stuffing that we have. But at the end of the day, again, I can't go against my roots, my heritage.
Destroys everything else.
Throw and just keep it simple too. You can put the butter, put some pepper, maybe a little salt if you want to, but just so simple, so good. You put some chives in there if you want to get risky with it. Maybe some garlic, a little bit of garlic salt, whatever. Not too much because then it can get like way overpowering. But mashed potatoes, so versatile too. Like you can have it with like you get a little bit, like you said, a little bit of the corn just kind of having to graze its way into the mashed potatoes. Oh, okay, yeah. You with you're dabbing the roll with the like gravy and the mashed potatoes. Again, you put the gravy on it. Like it just goes so many. It's such a good like filler to everything else that complements everything well. It's just like, I'm not trying to mix my Brussels sprouts with like my macaroni and cheese, But if I have a couple little noodles that get in my mashed potatoes, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it's all good. Like every part of mashed potatoes. I feel like
it's just beautiful.
I set up my plate, throw some turkey, mashed potatoes, probably like another like third of the plate, and then just kind of everything else for like the last third, because like that's how much I love like the turkey and the mashed potatoes. Like is my
what happens every year is like I'll have my first plate and I'll try to get a bunch of as much as I can on there, a bunch of different things, right? Because I want to eat a little bit of everything. And then my second plate undoubtedly is like half a plate of mashed potato. Like I know I put too much on there, but I'm just like, see it. And I'm like, no, I can go a little more. I can go a little more, Yeah. God, I love mashed potatoes. I'm so excited for Thanksgiving next week now. That is going to be fantastic. What was on your board or just missed it, Derek, that you just left off? I know you mentioned the mac and cheese already, but what else? What else did you think of that you left off?
Really about it. The only thing I like considered, just kind of like thought about, but really had no chance of being on my board, was ham. Like if that's considered a side at Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I had that on there. I did. Okay.
Like I guess like green beans, in some shape or form were also on there because I feel like that's pretty popular for Thanksgiving.
Yep.
But for ham, I'm not like a huge ham fan. Like I'll usually, maybe have like a slice or two, like real small, but I stick really heavily to like the turkey.
Yeah. I considered ham as my number five, even ahead of gravy, just because I didn't know if I was like gravy, is gravy a side fully, or is it like, kind of a topping, but I decided to go with the gravy. Ham for me, I do like the good sliced, like honey ham or whatnot. But the thing about ham is like when it gets cold, it kind of gets cold fast, or it goes bad, like kind of not super appetizing when it's cold. So left the ham off. And then you mentioned green beans, and I had corn. And then my third vegetable that I considered was asparagus. We like asparagus often as well as part of our meal. So no room for veggies on my list, though, other than mashed potatoes. But I don't think of those as a veggie. I think of it as a beautiful, beautiful carb. So
absolutely.
Yeah, no, I am definitely hungry now. So what you said, you mentioned beer, but like, what's your drink of choice then? Non-alcoholic, maybe.
I feel like I try to just stick to like a water, maybe a Dr. Pepper, kind of throw back to our soda there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like a lot of times like Thanksgiving also turns into like just a big party and drinking night.
Eventually, yeah.
So like you don't want it too much early because then that like fills you up. But plenty of it late, or once you've kind of finished eating.
Definitely, my like memory or the nostalgia for me is like always going to my grandma's house and having like a Sprite with Thanksgiving when I was younger. Okay. So a Sprite, or what I really like is like even like a cranberry juice or some juice, even like a white grape juice is really good, or like a cranberry juice to have on there when I'm trying to feel a little fancy and shit. But definitely then, yeah, just leads into the drinking, later on in the evening, have some beer, especially if you're like, maybe sitting watching some football or something, you got to pop open a beer. So yeah, always good there too.
Do you have any, do you like for your turkey, do you guys just like bake it kind of normal? Do you guys fry it? Do you guys do anything special there?
Yeah, nothing like weird, nothing out of the ordinary, nothing special. I guess I would say we've been lately just doing like like a smaller gathering, not the huge extended family. So
Gotcha.
We haven't been getting like a big turkey for us, but we usually, as long as we get like a good turkey breast, that like nice, the meat you really want to eat, we do that. But no, we don't really cook it anyway special. I've always been interested in like a deep fried turkey. I know that's like kind of
really the move. Like I found that to be so much better. More like it's so quick too. Like you're done in like an hour. But
oh, that's good. Yeah. I wouldn't know where to start if I was trying to like do my own turkey anyways, like what do I know? It's always been mom wants the turkey ready, so it's like, yeah, no, but we, okay, this is sacrilegious, but I'm not a huge turkey fan, period. I really eat it. Like I don't eat it 364 days of the year. It's mostly just on Thanksgiving. And then even then, I'm usually like a one helping kind of guy in turkey. Maybe I'll go back for a second if I really feel like it, but I'm not a huge. I love the sides. I'm glad we chose sides, and not ways to eat turkey, because yeah, I would have been lost there. So I guess maybe last question here, Derek. Do you guys have a dessert? A typical dessert that you go for, or what you like?
So I feel like it's just pie. It's like the big, obviously.
That's the chalky answer. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'll usually. Someone's usually made like a pumpkin pie, so you got to try that, just to make grandma happy or whoever. I feel like we also usually have some like cream pies, so like banana cream or like a chocolate French silk.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, like my favorite would be like the French silk or like the banana cream. Those are both really good. So I'll just kind of like dip in those. Like, apple, not a huge fan of. But if there are other like, blueberry, cherry, stuff like that, would maybe try to have a bite or two of that.
Yeah, we do the my mom always made the like kind of similar, like you were saying, the chocolate, almost like it looks like the Jello brand pudding almost, that you kind of, you let it sit, and it goes really well with the pie crust and the whipped cream and all that. So I like the chocolate pies, what we just call them. What we've been doing the last couple of years is, honestly, I just go to like Walmart the day before and get those they're like really just small they're $1 pies, and you can get like, they have so many different varieties. So I'll just get a pumpkin, a cherry, an apple, a blueberry, whatever they got, peach, and it's just, if I don't feel like eating a whole huge pie, we'll have little bites of me and my family, we share them, and and that's a nice little pie buffet there for dessert. So
yeah, that's a good move.
Definitely. So Derek, I'm starving now for Thanksgiving dinner. I cannot wait to eat this next upcoming week. I wish you and your family a happy Thanksgiving. Derek, I hope you guys are staying safe and you guys have a good day. We will be back. I don't know when our next video will probably be. I know we guys are probably going to take next week off with like I said, the holidays, but we'll see what we can come back with after that. And thanks everybody for watching and for checking out our latest video here. If you like the video, if you like the channel so far, if you've been watching our previous stuff, give us a subscribe, hit that button, hit the like, leave us a comment. Let us know, again, what your favorite sides are. If we missed one or that was not on our board or made our honorable mention that you like, let us know. And also let us know what topics you want to see us tackle in the coming episodes, what we want to rank, what you want us to do a bracket for, what you want us to draft. So again, we appreciate you watching, appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. Derek, as always, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.